we just got an email from a client saying that they got a $5 million judgment because the principal of the defendant contradicted his testimony. And we picked it up in a summary and we outlined it and set forth the page line numbers, and he was able to point that out. And, it only takes one lie to discredit you or your case.
Exactly.
Hello, everybody. Jean-Paul here, and
Hi, guys. I'm Nicole. Welcome to the D4A Show.
and today we have a really, really cool and special guest. I have Sheila LaCivita.
LaCivita.
I love that last name, by the way.
As you can pronounce it.
Thank you.
From Four Corners. Tell me, you own a company called Four Corners. You guys do deposition reporting and...
Actually, it's not reporting. We're not court reporters.
Uh-huh.
We read the deposition after the attorney gets it from the court reporters.
Uh-huh.
We read it for the attorneys, summarize it, and then give them back a summary that they can use when preparing for trial.
Wow, that's actually really...
So
must be really helpful.
the full company name is Four Corners Deposition Summaries.
Got it.
So it's putting summaries together of depositions.
Love it. I love that. That's awesome. How long ago did you start that?
Whew.
Your business?
16 years ago.
16 years.
Yeah.
That just shows how, 16 years is a long time. It's not easy to hold a business for that long.
No, it's not. But we really take care of our attorneys. So, there's a reason we've been around for a long time.
Absolutely.
And it's such a useful tool for the attorneys to have in order to prepare for trial or for mediations. Correct. Or even prepare for other depositions and prepare for responses to motions for summary judgment.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So can you explain a little bit more into detail, like what exactly does your company do? Is this this is just for like trials, or you're putting depositions that come into play prior to trial?
Right.
So going more into detail, so someone that's attending law school right now and they're starting to learn kind of about the business, how could this help them in the future if they open a law practice?
Well, people in law school, that's like the first job a law firm will give them when they're a law clerk, is to summarize depositions. And they learn really fast how much they do not like sitting there all day long and reading hundreds, if not thousands of pages and summarizing it. So this task is actually the most time-consuming and tedious task in a law firm. So what I did was created a company that would take all of that stress away from the law firm, the paralegals, and the law clerks. And this is what we specialize in. This is our craft. It's not just a task for us. Yeah. So I took that time-consuming, tedious task, and I created a company that helps the trial lawyers.
Wow, that's great. And you said, again, you're in business for
16 years.
16
years.
So you must have a lot of clients that have been with you since the very beginning, because I would think, like, doing this as a job, nobody really wants to do that. So I'm sure a lot of your clients have been with you since the beginning.
Yes, our two first major PI attorneys are still with us to this day.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yes. And both of them are, that you can find them on our testimonials on our website, fourcornersdepot.com. But one of them has been quoted as saying, this company is the best thing since sliced bread. He didn't even summarize depositions before. I had visited his office and I showed him what a deposition summary is. Mm-hmm. And his jaw dropped. He's like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. I don't, because he reads. And
yeah, he could save so much time.
Oh, and he's given testimonials that our deposition summaries was a huge time saver. Literally, attorneys could read through about 300 pages in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
You can't even do that in a day.
Yeah.
300 pages. It takes you a couple days.
And that's one case.
And that's one deposition.
Or deposition.
I mean, imagine if you had 40 depositions.
Oh.
40.
And that's not unheard of, right?
We've...
like on a weekly basis. What?
Yeah. We have clients that are taking depos every day.
Oh, wow.
Every day of the month. Also, our first big major case that like really put us on the map, there were hundreds of depositions there. And that was our first big client too. And so when you're talking about hundreds of depositions, now we're talking about one case.
Yeah.
And attorneys typically handle between 50 and 100 cases per attorney.
Correct.
Maybe a little more. I don't know. I've worked in law firms and I haven't seen someone handle more than 100.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have more attorneys and you have all these associates. And think of 5 associates, 500 cases, 1,000 cases.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Each case, let's say each case has even 2 depositions.
Mm-hmm.
Do the math.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, who's going to sit there? You really need an employee to sit there and summarize all the depositions. And when you outsource, you don't have that overhead.
Correct.
Actually outsource this task and get an invoice from us where they then try to recover that cost back from the other side. So in the end, there's no money coming out of their pocket.
That's great.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you'd have to, like, just for cost efficiency, time efficiency, outsource the deposition summaries.
So I have a question, because it's a lot of reading and a lot of, summarizing things. Do you have a staff in a library just reading all of these depositions, or do you incorporate AI? What's your secret sauce without spilling your secret sauce on how you're able to do this?
I have a lot of trade secrets that make us like the cream of the crop, like the top of the line. We have a stellar reputation. And a lot of it comes from my 30 years of being a paralegal. And I'm a certificated paralegal, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So the two backgrounds put together created Four Corners.
Yeah.
But I used to summarize every deposition by myself.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't trust anyone to do it the way I did it. And, I take special care. I summarize it like it was my own case and wanted to provide the attorney with all the evidence, the inconsistencies, the lies, the impeachment opportunities, and make sure he had all of those right at his fingertips when he goes to prepare for trial. So it's easy. In fact, our clients say our summaries are easy to read. They could find anything in there. And so getting back to I did everything myself, I had to learn how to trust people and hire people.
Yeah.
But I wanted to hire people like me with the same background, work experience, and work ethics as mine. And I found those people, and it was kind of depressing thinking, okay, they might screw something up or I might lose a client. But I taught them. my skills, my policies, my procedures, the way I want to treat this client and the way I want to work on their work. And now we have a whole team of people like that all across the nation
That's great.
work for Four Corners. And we have decade-long employees working for us, summarizing depositions, and they love it.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So when you got here earlier, you were telling us a little bit about your sales training and some of the stuff that you learned when you were younger. I believe you were 19 years old. Mm-hmm. That's a really interesting story for a 19-year-old to come out of, I believe, high school, right? And just jump into some type of job or more like a career, right? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people nowadays are really confused about that too. They don't know the difference between a job and a career, And it's kind of sad, but I think sales is the number one thing for any entrepreneur or any employee to learn, right?
It is the best skill you can have. And I learned that because I didn't want to be a salesperson when I was a teenager. I was shy. I'm soft-spoken. I was not assertive. I just wanted to be in my comfort zone. And being a salesperson takes you out of that comfort zone. But you get really large commissions when you sell. So that's the trade-off. So I actually didn't seek a sales job. It was the 94 earthquake. Oh, now I'm dating myself, right? So there was a really tragic thing that happened, and our building came crashing down. I was actually working in an aerospace company, and it was building made out of brick. The earthquake happened. I lost my job, and my son had went to the hospital. So I had to get the first thing that I found, and it was a sales job. And my boss was one of the top sales experts in the nation. And he said when I started that job, he was going to teach me skills that were going to stay with me for a lifetime. And he taught me sales psychology. He taught me how to close deals. And I took those skills and my paralegal background and brought it into, and that's what made Four Corners.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
So I could not create Four Corners and build this company without those sales skills.
Yeah, it's so important.
It's very important.
And it changed me too. I am not that shy, introverted person anymore. I'm so social. I love to go to the events and the attorney events. I love to host events and parties and happy hours. And I thrive off that.
Would you say that the sales, like closing a sale, gave you the confidence to become more outgoing and putting parties together and stuff? Because that's what it does for me. Honestly, every time I get a sale or close a sale, I feel like I become more confident in myself.
Oh, yes. It's almost like an addiction.
A little bit.
It's like when you close that sale, especially if it's a big sale, it's like some kind of rush, like adrenaline rush. It doesn't make me say, oh, okay, I can relax now. It makes me want to sell
more.
I mean, it makes me skyrocket to get that next sale.
Yes.
So I'm always driven, and that's something that you can't really teach. It's like drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You really need that drive to make money and
Yes.
go hustle it. And, I know society today, they frown upon like a hustle culture,
right.
but I am so glad that I am not one of those. I love taking myself out of that comfort zone, so much so that I've been known to say, I love to torture myself. Just get me out of there, get me out in that comfort zone. And that's always proven to me that that's the way I grow and become successful.
Yeah.
So
wow.
If you had any questions about the success of Four Corners, I mean, that's a really large part of it.
A big part of it. Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely.
All right. So I have the biggest question I'm sure everybody wants to know. What made you start Four Corners Deposition Summaries? And did you ever imagine it growing to where it is today across states?
No, honestly, it started from panic. The 2008 Great Recession, law firms were suffering. Law firms were cutting jobs all across the board. I was a paralegal. My job got cut, and I was a single mom.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to create a solution to a problem that I had when I was in the trenches. I mean, I worked for this attorney that wanted me to work overtime every night. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, I'll work overtime, but you have to pay me overtime. And he said, I can't pay you overtime. This is a contingency fee case. I'm not getting paid either. And I said, well, you're you're going to get paid at the end. I'm not going to get paid. I didn't ask to be a partner. But so if I'm going to work overtime, you pay me overtime. And he eventually paid me overtime, but I still felt his pain, the cost of everything. So I created Four Corners, and it helps attorneys like him. And I did it all alone. I wanted a partner, but nobody wanted to be a partner. In the recession, nobody had money. And then when we started growing, then everybody wanted to be my partner.
Of course.
Yeah. So, like back then, even if it was started as a side hustle, if you would have told me that I was going to own a legal service provider nationwide working for over 800 trial lawyers, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. Yeah. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we were going to grow that big.
Wow. And let me ask you this. So like, what's the biggest mistakes that a lot of attorneys make during, a deposition, right? And how does Four Corners help them?
How do
regarding like the summaries?
Yeah, how do the summaries prevent this for the lawyers?
Well, biggest mistake is failing to use the transcript in the way that they should. So a lot of times they take the deposition and they get the transcript. And a lot of times the documents just sit there. The transcripts, they don't open it. So they take the deposition, they have all this great stuff. And it's the paralegal's job to go through that transcript and dig through it and find all the evidence and the lies. And I think I spoke about this earlier, but the impeaching opportunities. So we solve this problem by creating a laser-focused summary. And they can look at that and find any testimony in there and pinpoint what they're looking for and remind them, because studies have shown that any book you read, you forget about 80% of it. So they can still read. I'm not saying don't read the deposition, but you can find and have this tool for trial. So taking the deposition is half the battle, but knowing what to do with the transcript is what wins.
That's great. So you know the good little details that come out of it.
Yes.
That's a lot, yeah.
Have you ever seen one of your summaries play a key role in winning a case?
Yes. Well, first of all, I have testimonials about that on my website. And we just got an email from a client saying that they got a $5 million judgment because the principal of the defendant contradicted his testimony. And we picked it up in the summary and we outlined it and set forth the page line numbers, and he was able to point that out. And, it only takes one lie to discredit you or your case.
Exactly.
And he had major contradictions, and he got a $5 million judgment.
That's great.
So that makes me happy. I'm like, this is why we're here. This is why we're here. We are also in that fight for justice. We also help as far as being on the trial team. And we work on it like it's our own case. And we try to help them get bigger judgments. And I've had many other attorneys told me they had bigger judgments because of our summaries. Can't talk about all the cases because of the confidentiality. But
of course.
When they give a testimonial, I'm able to talk about it.
So I think with your sales background and then, of course, like getting the reviews and the what attorneys are saying that they appreciate what you've done to get more cases to settle it higher. I'm sure that like gives you the confidence to like
absolutely
jump stage, take over more. It's rewarding. It's good when in the industry you get compliments for something that you do and it gives you more drive.
Yes.
It certainly does, and it just gives me that adrenaline rush when I hear about this. I mean, sometimes I'll see that, like, they won't tell me about the judgments, but I'll see it on social media. And, like, sometimes I'll just have tears in my eyes because it's like they get $10 million or 9 figures or whatever it is. More recently, a case we worked on got like $500 million.
Oh, wow.
But collectively, like billions and billions in dollars that we were involved in. And I'll send a memo out to our whole team. Hey, guess what? Thanks for your great work. And this case got X amount of dollars, and you can read about it here.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
What would you say to any PI attorney out there that's never tried deposition summaries?
Well, I would say what I talked about before. I know it's hard to trust people to do work for you or people that you don't know. I would say it's easier to send it to experts like our firm. And I was there. Because I summarized all the depositions by myself. I didn't trust anyone. And then when I did, that was the moment we grew. I mean, we skyrocketed. We exploded because I was able to hire people. And it's the same concept with attorneys. Attorneys usually aren't business people. They advocate. They're not running. They have someone else running the law firm. But when they realize that outsourcing deposition summaries becomes an investment and a cost that you can potentially recover back instead of using your own overhead.
That's true. And
potentially having the opposing side pay for it. Now think about that. That's a no-brainer. It's a win-win. And instead of using your overhead is a cost. Outsourcing it would be an investment and potential recovery. So,
okay, one of the biggest questions, because you're here in the States, your company's located here in the States, why is it risky for law firms to rely on AI or like overseas to get deposition summaries?
Well, let me put it this way. If I hired an attorney handling my PI case or any case, and I found out he was sending my information offshore, I would be horrified. I mean, just going by my background and my work ethics, and these people are not bound by the American Bar Association. They don't have the ethics that we have. They're not even trained on the U.S. common law, the English common law that we practice. And for them to send it offshore to save a few bucks, where they could be missing, and they have the language, the language barrier. They could be missing nuances, inconsistencies, and if I had an attorney that did that to save a few bucks, I would not use him anymore. I would not refer clients to him anymore. And for an attorney to do that, to risk a case and a client and referrals, well, that's the risk they have to take. You get what you pay for. So you want quality. Our clients want quality, and that's why they come to us. And everybody knows, I mean, you can offshore anything, but that's not what our company is. And there's no comparison. It's not the same company. We are a quality company. We take care of our attorneys. We abide by the state bar rules, the American Bar Association, the ethics and everything. And, an attorney work product. We are an attorney work product company. They are not.
Got it.
Very interesting.
As far as AI, all I'm going to say is find out who developed the AI, who was involved in developing the software. Was it a techie? Was it a legal professional? That's all I'm going to say.
Well, thank you so much, Sheila, for coming on to our show. This is Sheila with Four Corners Deposition Summaries. Where can
how do people
that are
reach
watching,
you?
how can they reach you?
Well, anyone can find me online, www.fourcornersdepot.com. They can call us at 888-460-7444 or email me at sheila@fourcornersdepot.com. That's the number 4, not spelled out. One word, fourcornersdepot.com. Instagram, Sheila Four Corners.
Great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, share, and like this video.